I just can't stop buying on eBay. Sorry. This is a repair of the Franklin Mint Enterprise D model. Now, I haven't opened this up yet, apart from just got it ready for the video. So let's have a look inside together. Hi guys, Ralph here. This is a box. Inside the box is a Franklin Mint Enterprise D. It has the part that the opens up for the bridge. There's gold pieces on there, and it is a fortune. It's £200 new with a box. There's no box on this, but there's a certificate of authenticity and bits as a stand with it. This is a repair also. We'll have a look at this and trying to repair it as best we can. It was basically on eBay, no, not long since, he wanted £80 or best offer, and I thought I'll be a bit cheeky and asked for 60, and then he went, well, I could do 75, and then he then offered 72, so I thought, you know, why not? 72 for a thing is fine. I could probably put it back on for £100, if not anyway. So, start off. Why there's pipe lagging here, I don't know. But, okay, so plenty of screwed up bubble. Right, we have the first part here. By the way, if you're looking at my finger and going, how have you done that, Ralph? See All Good Things Enterprise Repair video. Oh, good God. Okay, that's a lot lighter than I thought. So that is the secondary hull. This is all die cast. You can tell because the pattern on here is so smooth. You can't get a good die cast parts with it looking like this. That's loose as well. So yeah, they kind of look more smoother with the details. For repair on this, the guy said, well, there's a little bit of gold, there might be a little bit of dirt on there anyway, but that's not the side that it is got the problem with. Underneath here, I've got parts on here. I think they are chips. They are paint chips. So I think they must have dropped it. I thought they might mean crystals, but they're not. They are just plastic. Gold on there, gold on here. So that makes the Enterprise look interesting, not exactly accurate, but this weighs a ton. This is all die cast. COE, oh, there's a, the Starship Enterprise has been Pacific thing, 85 Paramount. Yes, okay, cool. So this was actually on a guy's desk, and I think it must have fell off. But yeah, this isn't too bad. Why is that bridge not straight? No, okay. So there's some repair work on there. Luckily, very luckily, for all the bits that are actually damaged, this is one-tone paint. There is no Aztec in paint. There are no colour variants. There's no nothing like that. It's one colour, so it makes it easier to do. Right, what's in here? I think this is the stand. Yes, here's the stand. Now there's only one prong sticking up from that because the other one's broke off. You do need two for this because it's a, it is the Enterprise. But I was thinking that these parts are here. It must have dropped and there's been paint chips on there as well. That doesn't look too bad. If I can put something underneath to maybe put another pin in there so it'll sit on there. This has definitely been bent, that, hasn't it? So I think what he's done is there two that go on there. Is there two? Yes, there are two holes there. So it's been sat on there for quite a while, and the weight of it, it's just pulled it over quite a lot instead of both being there. I could mount this permanently to that, but it doesn't look that clever anyway, to be honest. But I was thinking, because in a really close-up view of this, is this was all cracked. This looks like it just could do with being painted over. Nice and steady with some paint, nothing over the top, no full respray. This is wood, or at least MDF, and a metal base. And some more bubble. Okay, I've got a certificate event thingy here. Oh yes, okay. Is this for the Enterprise D? Spartan crystal clear dome. What? You know, I get the impression that that's not for this ship. Starship Enterprise 20th anniversary. I'm not sure either way. I think this might be the wrong one. Oh well. That's something, I suppose. Is there anything in here? It's just more bubble. That's just in for packaging. Right, this has got to be the saucer. And I'll be careful through all this in case there's something else in here before I throw all the bubble wrap away. Now that doesn't look bad at all, except for the end. I might be able to find a new decal for that if I'm looking for the right size. So it looks like to get into this you probably have to prise these 5 up, which then will screws, then it's so heavy. You force that up and up goes here. It says there's a problem with the hinge there, I can see that, yep, that fully comes off. Ah, that metal part has come off of there, so that's the issue on that. So I might need to go inside and there's nothing there. I could probably put something on to make sure it's going to be on properly. A little bit of chipping in that corner as well. But you have the bridge here. You've got Captain Picard's chair, Riker's and Troy's, Data's and Wesley's, slash Ensign Rose, slash whoever else. You've got the Enterprise at Warp there. That's quite cool. Worf's bar there anyway. And all the panels on the back. So it is kind of from the era of the Next Generation. Another chip in that back corner there. So yeah, we need to repair little bits. But again, all I need to do is get exactly the same colour paint and dab on panel on the top, which is way too big for itself. So yeah, that's the only issue there, is it does fit in there pretty well, but it's broke off on there to stop it going. But I'd say if that does go up and stayed there, then that's going to be a problem. I think there might be something wrong with this part here. I don't know. We can look into that. If I can get these two pieces apart, then we'll have a look into that and see what... Oh, come on, Ralph. Go see what we can do with that. So, that looks like it's everything. More bubble, more bubble, 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 paper at the bottom of the box. So let me get tidied up and we'll start and see what we can start with this. Now, all parts are here. I thought that was loose because that's the... but it's not. You basically put it forward, latch in the back of... Ooh, that's a good sign. Latch these two into the back of the neck, come down, make sure that's lined up, hold it in place, and turn the screw. And then you get a very, very heavy model. I mean, for a display piece, this, as that, is not bad. But I'm going to get the scales out. So that's all in one place, one piece. So I'm going to put it on there just because there's the hole. It will hold as a display piece, but I'm going to weigh this. I hope you can see that, because I can barely. I'm going to weigh it. It weighs a ton. Can't even put it on the stand without falling over. Right, so if you can see that, 1723. Touching there, 1721. It's gone. Something's left. Something's beamed out. So it's 1.7 kilos. The whole job lot of it. And yeah. Why am I not showing there? Might not showing there because that might be the pole filter in front of the camera. I'm not showing. So where do we start then? I think I'm going to loosen that. Yeah. That just needs some paint dabs on there. So the neck feels a little loose. But I'm going to look at others and see what problem there was with that. Obviously with two in there, if I can screw from underneath upwards by putting something in there, maybe something as cheap as a roll plug, and then putting a screw from underneath upwards, then that would hold in place on both of them. I don't think that peg is going to do well at all. But I can remove this entire stand by 1, 2, 3 screws, and this metal part will come off from the wood, which then means I can tap this up with some bit of clean and a bit of paint. There's some paint missing there as well. I was going to say I might be able to... that's pinned into there as well, 3 points inside that. Got to take that off and perhaps respray the entire lot in matte. Yeah, I might be able to. That does feel like it's loose, but it's definitely behind it in probably there, there, and then there. All the three points of the delta there. Now, go back to that on another time. Right, I want to see if this saucer these must come off somehow. I think I need to find a spudger, but not a metal one. Oh, I know I've done that about a dozen times off camera. It's ridiculous. I need something to maybe wedge these up with. I'm hoping these are forced into place and not anything bad. I do need to get, I think that other piece of metal is in there. I don't know how I'm going to stick it in place, but there's definitely something in here. Oh, there it is. There is the piece of metal that is fallen off. Okay, so let's keep hold of that in case I can possibly reattach it. I don't think that'll work. There's that other piece from there. I mean, super glue I don't think will hold this in. Although it might do. We'll see what's what. So give me 20 minutes. Let me see if I can take these 5 screw covers off. The worst case, they might be glued in place. So that means WD-40. I'll see if I can get a new one of them. A new N. I'm trying to see if I can stick it on. And we'll see if we can get this thing started. Look what I've done. So I'm right in saying that these are glued in. So I figured out from the repair video for the All Good Things Enterprise that things are held in with super glue, and WD-40 does kind of release super glue a lot. So with a tiny little pick tool, has to be as thin as possible, that front one's can't come off. However, the rest of them, I don't see them being that easy. So let's put that there. If I can get under on one side, it just comes straight off. If I can get under it. Ouch. Okay. No, let's try another one, maybe on this one here, looks wider. I have found a decal which will be similar, if not same size as that. However, from an old model kit, and unfortunately it's black with red outers, and this is blue with red outer, so it probably won't fit right. Struggling like hell to get these up. That first one, I think I just got lucky. But I have filled them with WD-40, and this is already bending. But yeah, it does, like I said, it does come up that way. It's just stuck in place. So I'm going to have a while trying to do this. I mean, more WD-40 and just let it soak and see what happens with it, really. We got them all off. There was one of them, it fought like you have never known. So it's been a little bit damaged there, but we are mixing paint, and I will touch up that part before everything else goes on. So 5 screws look like it holds everything in place. Let's hope. So we'll slowly go around, take the old screws out. Really just, quite long really. Strange. That's just long ones on the back. Get a finger in. Yes. Shorter ones in the front. Yeah, definitely shorter ones in the front. Or just on the sides. No. So 2 long ones in the back. 3 shorts on the front. So I'm hoping this just comes apart now. Oh yes, it does. Careful. Okay, so we've got something there. I've got a... Oh, what was that? This is dusty. This is dirty. And why is there a washer there? Why is there also a fingerprint on here? I can see some fingerprints on the back of that. I think the dust might just be overspray. So that's the bridge out. Okay, keep that to one side. I did see something. Yeah, the washer's there. I don't know why there's a washer on this. So put up there. There's a piece of paint there, which is fine. I'm hoping it wasn't something else that came out. Oh, I don't know what's going to be underneath here. No. Okay. So two halves there. And we need to find out, one, why there's a... and then two, why there's a... Okay, so let's have a look. Get you in, so you can have a look too. You've got this part here, it's damaged on one side, so it's been rubbing against all this side for all its life anyway. So I don't think that's the problem. This part here, I don't know why this is possibly like a spring, but not as well. But why that goes over there, because that's where it latches on place. Right, okay. So that's probably a piece of plastic or rubber that eventually will get squashed down when it's worn down. So we're talking then of what? Why did that piece come off? It's obviously made sort of, it goes in and goes round and in. Okay. But why is that broken off so thoroughly, and how the hell do I get that back on? And why is there a washer? I'm hopefully guessing that the reason why there's a washer is just because. So I can see nothing else on any of these. Why is there 3 pins there? 3 pins hold the bridge in place. Okay, so that sits in there anyway. Okay, so that just sits in place. That rocks in place. Right. So our main problem is to repair this. So either I stick that piece of metal that we got on that side, which then means it's exactly the same as what it was before, and hopefully it just sits there. Maybe I could drill a hole into that? No, I should drill a hole into the very end of there and put a pin through, but I don't think that'd be strong enough. What worries me a little is that comes on here like that, and then does that actually wedge into there to go like that? I don't know. Looks like it might do, so I think the plastic might be out of shape. Okay. So we're in pieces, which is good. I'm kind of thinking also that these engines are stuck in place, hence the amount of overspill and glue. And this is meant to be a couple £100 model, this, and it's just caked in glue. Shouldn't need any more than a whole 5 screws anyway. Okay, a shame that these aren't gold as well, but cool. So I need to dig into a little bit and see how I can repair that. Now I know that that will come off and go into and then go round and then in. It's a very thin piece of metal in it. Maybe I could put that and, oh, I'm going to say I could build up a lot more on that side and that side. But I don't think that's going to work because it needs to roll round and sit on that. It doesn't. Okay, leave it with me. Quick cut, jump and whatever. So maybe for me it's a few days because I have other things to do. These videos don't just suddenly spontaneously exist. So yeah, I'll see about repairing that, because that is the main part that needs repairing at the moment before we start dabbing on a lot of paint. The stand as well, I've managed to get these 2 feet off. They were just little feet that will go over anyway. I'll unscrew this and see about repairing that part, which there's a peg underneath there. Worst case, I'll just remove that. And like I said, we'll put a roll plug through the whole thing so it'll be permanently mounted to this, and screw from the bottom inwards, and then mount this whole thing back to the plate and paint up these bits. I can't see much of a problem with this. This seems easy enough to do. And not long later, yeah, I tried putting the model back on the stand, and this pin here was a little bit bent out, the first one, and it just snapped straight away. So that's come off, and I've drilled 2 holes in exactly the same place. Bit of blue roll on there. Yeah, so 2 holes where I want them, where I need them, where the stand will fit into them. So I'll screw it into place when we get round to it. It's easier when it's not like this, but with it off of the stand here, I can paint this at my leisure, and I can also take the crap off there as well, but I can also see where the screws are going to go through there. So cool, and I'll just do that, put screws straight through. I will plug the holes up a little bit smaller on here by putting some plastic or roll plugs. You will never ever see it, but it will be permanently mounted to this, and that's what I want. My model now, so it's going to be permanently mounted to this. Yeah, cool. So let's crack on and see how far I get. Right, I think I'm a lot closer to finishing this than I actually think. Off camera, new bandage and some paint. Right, yeah, I have painted the base. Obviously I took that off of there anyway. I've painted this as well a little bit, touched it with a bit of paint, so the chips have virtually gone, which ain't bad really. Just need a bit of a clean up afterwards. The holes obviously need to be attached this to the base. Now the base is going to be, only thing it needs is a bit of touch up, which is fine, but my biggest problem is the bridge. I have glued that in. This is the second time it's been glued in. It won't stay there. The only thing I can do is potentially tack weld some tiny bits off the end of here and then file down to gain a new one of them. I don't have a welder. The only other thing I can think of doing, considering, is maybe tape this whole lot together. This is all I can do to try and maybe get some sort of hinge working off that. So they're sat in there, then tape it in place. I don't want to tape it up to the edge of this line here or to the back, just get this back bit. That's all I can think of doing. I don't know if you use thick tape, thin tape, whatever tape, but for me, welding another piece of metal onto that part there is beyond what I can do, absolutely beyond. So what I'm going to do now, while I'm waiting for the base to dry, I can reattach this to the bottom of the secondary hole, try and figure some screws out for a way to permanently mount this to that. It's not going to, well, maybe I could put some pegs in there. So now I want it permanently attached. I want it on here all the time. This is me. So this is mine, this is not yours, this is whatever's. This is not the person who sold it me. Great. So I'm going to attach that to the base. I'm going to tape that and see if it works. See if the flexibility of the tape will give me a little bit of a play on it. And then we can start reassembling and touching up the parts that need doing with the right colour paint. Been busy. So, the tape's on there. I am not 100% certain about that at all. It'll probably work when it goes into the ship. So I'm going to be careful with that. I'm going to leave that as is, reassemble the ship, then put it in. The stand, apart from the base, the wooden base bit, which will screw in from the bottom anyway, is now in place. Screws you can see there, yes, it's nicely tight in, so it holds itself. It's not meant to hold itself upside down, but it's meant to hold itself from falling over with the saucer section. So I'm quite happy enough with that. I mean, something is a cheat, but get yourself a CD marker pen. Don't get a permanent marker pen because apparently they're purple, which is quite weird. So just colour over the CD marker pen, the semi-permanent for this, and it'll cover over a little bit. Maybe do a bit of in the middle where the cross bit is. Yeah, there you go. That looks a bit better. It's not perfect. This is not meant to be perfect. This is meant to be a repair. It's a bodge up for other people's "it's gone over the desk" sort of thing. So yeah, let's see what we can do. I need to reassemble this onto the bridge, then all I've got to do is paint and then put the stand back on the bottom. So, with the saucer assembled, I have not put those back in place just yet. Might touch up a little bit later. 3 screws in there for the base. I can't do anything with an N. I really can't. It's a shame. Unless I get a... the model kit, the one that's got 3 enterprises in it, the D, the original and the A, that would probably fit there nicely. And I'll probably take off all of it and then reapply. But with the base of the base drying, with the other section, the secondary hull, the engineering section, sat waiting. I've put tape on that to stop this going up and down as much because I want to test this at the end. It probably will hold, as it is, but I want to start touching up some of these paint parts on here, so I need as much holding as possible. So I'll keep these in here. These need gluing in place. There's one that's flat and the other 4 look like they're different sizes as well. But I'll figure that out. I'll put them on, then take them off and then glue them. Learned that one the hard way before. So I need to mix some paint and start dabbing on where I need to on the saucer and the engineering section. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. I think the painting's done. It's not that much, to be honest. Bright colour paint, good. The only thing is, I think I might have mixed matte instead of this is really thick gloss on here. You can't tell anything on here, to be honest. There's a little bit down here, a bit on this back, was the right underneath there. The main one you could tell, and I haven't put anything on there, is this section on here, all on here. It's, from my eyes, it's a tiny bit blue. I don't know how it's coming across on the camera, but all this lot was scuffed. But I think it's looking pretty good. I'm not going to bother underneath here with the actual ventral phaser banks. Ooh, got a bit there to do. Missed that. Just barely putting anything on. Didn't look at that neck for some reason. Well, this part of the neck. It's all going to get covered over anyway by the saucer, but I'd know. That's the thing with it. I would know it's there. I'm not doing all of it. I just want to do bits. And hopefully it'll just blend in and you'll never, ever know. Bit on there. Corner bit there. So these are the scuff bits that when the saucer's on it will do anyway. A little tiny bit on there. I think we're done. See, tiny little amounts. If I painted the entire back end there, then it would look ridiculous. But I'm going to leave that at that. Saucer's done as well, which is fine. I haven't done the... where are we? The parts. Do I need the parts doing? No. Maybe a little bit on that one. Yeah, they're fine. So I'm going to leave this dry, tidy up, leave it to dry, and we'll assemble fully, properly, when it's all dried. Now, a few hours later, the paint's dried. I am happier with it, but I'm not absolutely ecstatic with it. I think I could have got a little bit better with the colour, because you can see it there. Maybe I can dab over some gloss, maybe I can retouch over at a later date, but it's fine for what I want it for. So all we're going to do now is, because over here as well we have bits that was under there. You can't really see it too much, so it's not too bad. I'm happy enough with it, I think. I've got paint on my fingers from, yeah, can't get the stuff off. So that's ready to go. This now, so I've got the tape on that, I need to put these back on. So what goes where? So I will try each individual one. No. So that's a wider one. That one's... They should all just fit in the same slots they came from. That doesn't fit either. That fits better. Yes, I'll be gluing them in. 2 large rectangular ones. That fits, but it doesn't look like it fits. Is that upside down then? No. So with the glue already being in place as well, it gives me a template to put these back into. And once I've got them, I'll take them out and glue them in place. That's better, that's a lot more tighter on there. So is it too tight, or is it upside down? That one's perfect. This one, let's turn around. That doesn't fit. So we've got a little bit of jigsaw puzzle. I mean, I could have marked on the bag what goes where and how. That don't fit that way. That fits better that way, doesn't it? So all I need to do is I'm happy enough where this is going. If the hinge on the top with the tape doesn't work, then I will have to rethink that completely. But at the minute, it's just swap and change which one fits in, then they just get the super glue and put them in place. Right, final part. I've made some new feet for this out of a big sponge, as thin as I could sponge part, and a an icing nozzle thing. So yes, so the stand's back, the stand is done, the stand is ready, and it's nicely painted and everything's fine. So I need to put that way around, which I don't need to put that way around. Let's get rid of you a second, because that obviously they're all glued in place. Hooray. Let's hope there's no problems. So I need to turn you around. So there. You can go on here. Come on. 1, 2. Where's the third one going in? These are there. There we go. All 3 are in. Tiniest screws ever in history. I must remember the washers for them. Tiniest screws, and I haven't got the right size screwdriver. That's fine. One at the back. One on there. And then now to put the tiniest screw into the tiniest washer, and I bet I'll lose it. Talk amongst yourself for a moment. Ooh. So this now screws this directly to the base, to the stand. Happy, happy. Now one last thing on here to do is put these feet on. We use tweezers. Not perfect, but neither's this. Just covers the holes up. And so they're a little thicker than the other ones, but it stands on 3 points, covering the screws up. Why does that screw look higher? So the hole's definitely there. Cool. So now up and over she goes. See, that does look better with the front. Got a hair on that. Yeah, that's better. Then final part. This goes straight, that goes in like that, down, and I need that flathead screwdriver. That's balancing. It's actually balancing. That screw underneath. Turn around to lock it in place. And there we go. And I bet you're thinking I daren't take the tape off. Yes, I daren't take the tape off. So I think that's nicely restored. I think it's not brilliant. I think it's perfect. You push down there, open goes the bridge. I'm not going to go too far up because I know the tape's there and it's coming off. and that corner has already come off, but yeah, that's good enough for me. So not perfectly restored, but not a bad effort, I don't think, anyway. Oh, cool as whatever. If that does come off, I could eventually do something else with that, but at the moment I'm happy enough just leaving it as is. Bridges open, off we go. Cool, done. Now I'm going to display this. I might put this in with the Enterprise D, the fan home one. So I might fan home, Edelmoss, whichever. They both did the did the model for us anyway. So yeah, if it's helped you tear one of these down because something's broke, one of the parts on here is broke, it's basically make sure you know exactly where the cut screw covers are. Put a bit of WD-40 on, it'll lubricate the glue so it comes off for you. So done, happy, and I'm really quite happy with that, to be honest. Cool, it's my first Franklin Mint. I might even put it on display somewhere else actually in here. We'll figure something out, some nice little gold bits as well. So cool, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, subscribe. Consider being a Patreon. Consider being a YouTube member with a donation to help me out every month. And I'll see you guys in another video. Bye for now.